Hi everyone, welcome to Zoho SalesIQ's Actionable Insight series. This is Himanshu Kamboj, Regional Sales Manager, Zoho Corporation. Our sales teams drive growth and success, connecting innovative solutions with the prospects that need them. Although I'm sure the marketing team would like to disagree strongly on this. The playbook has been the same for a long time, but the nuances in executing those strategies have taken different forms and are still evolving. So, in this session, we'll be discussing how sales has evolved over the past few years and how the prospect expectations have changed, and also how to strike a chord with those prospects instantly. So, for having this conversation, it is my pleasure and a privilege to welcome Benny, Sales Director here at Zoho Corporation. Hello, Benny. Thank you for joining us.
Vanakkam, Himanshu.
Thank you. So, can you please tell me about yourself and how you started your journey in sales?
Sure. So, yes, I'm Benny. I'm a sales director here. So, what brought me here is the interesting thing. So, I was doing the same sales job in a previous companies before Zoho. I worked for many MNC companies. So, what brought me here or what made me comfortable here is, Zoho is an employee company. So, it's given leverage to think by yourself, act by yourself, to do all of your activities. So that helped me to stay here for a long time. And then I don't read much books, but there are a lot of mentors here in Zoho. If you want to learn about how to present yourself, you can follow Rajendra Dabani. So if you follow Peter, you can learn how to talk about numbers. So if you want to add a few words about how the Oxford English works for your presentation, you can follow Mac. And then last but not least, if you go for Dinesh Khanna, you can learn about how you can maintain the customer success. So this is how we learn from the mentors and the colleagues we have here, and that's brought me here, and I'm here for more than a decade now.
It's been quite a long time, 14 years. So, I would want to know this 14 years, what have you seen? How has the customer expectations evolved over this past 14 years? How have they changed?
Okay, so now, like before a decade, customers will come and talk about the product and then the pricing, if that works, and most of them will go for it. But the knowledge about the SaaS and then the security, cyber security, privacy policy is getting wider. So, and then customers, the prospects are expecting a quick response from the sales team. So that those are the main segments where the customer will always talk about the security and then they need a quick response. But how we are going to take this to them is most important because transparency and trust is the one which is going to bring more customers free. So how you are going to build that is putting your information on the website, like having that and to share with your customers. That creates more transparency about your privacy and policy and security, and also the comparisons between you and the competitors. So that creates more value. And earlier it was just a phone call or just in person meet, right? But now we have plenty of omni-channel connections like through the chat, they'll come, they call through the phone, and then WhatsApp, portals. There's a lot of other omni-channels where the customer comes in. So the challenges which we are getting today is more, and we have to use more technology to break that point and then go closer to the customer, make the sales faster, being a transparency and creating a trust. So all these are involved in it.
I concur with your statement, Benny. And being a salesperson for the last few years, even I have experienced an increase in the omni-channel engagements from our customers. They are making use of various social media channels available to them, trying to reach out to the perfect company, to the perfect customer. But even with all of these changes, I'm pretty sure there must be certain factors that still remain the same, and a lot of the factors which our customers are not ready to compromise on. So, what are your views on that?
Okay, that's a great question. So there's a thin line between the prospect and the customer, right? So when you talk about the prospects, they don't compromise on the first thing is the security. So as I said, like there is a lot of knowledge has been built today. So even if you go and participate in any trade shows, not only in SaaS, if you go to any trade shows, you can see a cybersecurity stall over there. Some companies will always represent the cybersecurity. So the knowledge has been evaluated a lot. So a lot of prospects, so they always don't compromise on the cybersecurity actions and the data privacy actions. So you have to be ready on that. You have to create a document and you have to share that with the customers. And then the NDA, non-disclosure agreement, because each and every company has many different requirements for that. So they are sharing that with us, and they don't want to share this to any other companies or the firms. So they'll sign NDA for us. So it will be specific to the company or specific to the product. So it's going beyond that. If you go to the customer space once they purchase the product, then it is comes under the customer success. There we have two different parts on that. One is the customer onboarding. So they need someone to take them to the product, to take their services, take their implementation process within the technology which we are helping them to build their company, and then giving a great support. So if you're failing in doing the cyber security or the NDAs or the onboarding stuff or the great support, then customers don't compromise. So these are the most important thing. If you fail any one of this, they don't accept you or they don't come to you. And that is a factor which I'm seeing for past decade. And previously it was not like that. So it was easy. Now it is quite difficult.
So, Benny, you were mentioning about cybersecurity and data privacy. So, nowadays we have come to a stage where there is no such thing as important or required data. But businesses believe that every piece of data is vital for their very own survival. But there is also a counter argument that stresses the importance of data privacy. So, where do you stand on this? And what do you think are the most necessary data to collect from a customer to close the deal faster?
Yes, that's most important question. Actually, today's life, the data is available online. So when you connect them through the LinkedIn or any other social connections, you can easily know about their company, right? And then you can personally know about them. And then if you go to their website, you can completely know about the business process, what industry they are, so what they are doing so far, how long the company is running, which region this belongs to, how many branches they have. So like this, we can get all those informations through the website itself, and then we connect them through the LinkedIn, and this give you a small structure about them. Then it will be easy for you to get your conversation started. So once it is started, we have solution architects team where we will be getting the customer's requirement from them, right? So how their business operates. So based on the industry, we will be having a template, right? And they will be giving some more additional information how their businesses operates in that sector. So we'll be adding more information on that, and then we will sign a NDA with the data requirement. So that most important thing, which collecting more data on that. So it's within the GDPR, within the cybersecurity, within all those things. Then it is easy for you to create a structure for the company. Then it builds both relationship and the data what you have. It's easy for you to sell it in the template way we want. So that is how it's easy and works for us. So yes, as you mentioned, like Zoho has its privacy policy and the cybersecurity on the top notch. So if you take that, we collect data based on the GDPR compliance and the different compliance we have for different data centers in different regions. So at the employee level, we used to conduct the courses, and we have to do the assessments to make sure we are up to date with the latest update of this compliances and all the stuff. So that also helps to keep this data privacy and the data collection up to the top notch.
So yes, I agree with you, Benny. We have those security assessments. I can testify to it. I have had to do that myself. Now, I would like to talk about the sales process here at Zoho, and specifically more about you. How do you filter your leads? How do you decide which particular leads to pursue?
So that's a great question, because that brings us here. When you talk about the process, it is not built in a day for Zoho, because we have a lot of tools for sales, and we have a sales team here, and we are using it for a long time, and it has been enhanced much better now. So we use SalesIQ, product, for the lead scoring analysis. That you can see who is staying for a long time in your website, on which page they are staying for. And if a salesperson knows the prospect is staying on the pricing page for a long time, so it's a right time to ping him and say, hey, you're spending a lot of time there. So like this, we'll collect those important data related to the lead scoring for sales process. And then we connect that with our CRM product. So that tells, based on the history, that tells like which is the right time to contact this customer. And there are a lot of other important features process which we used to follow. And as of now, the process defined for each and every region with each and every BU's products is differs. So that has been built in Zoho using some of our Zoho products, and that's been a successful life so far.
So when you were talking about lead scoring and how you filter your leads, how you get them, now I'm curious to know, how do you strategize? How do you build your relationship with those customers? How do you break the ice? Can you share your strategy for that?
Yes, that builds from the connections because either it is prospects or the customers. So you have to build the connections. That is most important thing today. So when you build the connections, then you have to do a lot of self marketing things. Like that's most important for sales, right? So when you talk about the self marketing, you have to talk about yourself and then your team and then your company. So prospects have very limited time. You'll be having a minute or two, then you have to fill in that gap talking about your company's history, how technology is developing, Zoho is the company what you're present for. So that creates more relationship within your prospects. So once they become a customers, right? So we have to get testimonials because obviously if the product is good, they're going to stay with you for a long time, like how Zoho do. We will be doing a lot of testimonials and case studies. So this can be through the document or through the videos. That creates more valuable customers for you that stay for a long time. And we'll be having, if you go to zoho.com, you can see plenty of testimonials and case studies. And that's not created in a day. It has been created using a lot of connections, a lot of happy customers, and that create more connections for you. So this is how we maintain the relationship with the customers, and that is how it works.
So, Benny, following up on this answer of yours, I wanted to know, I'm curious to know if you have any customer relationship stories of your own.
Yes, yes, there is a lot. There is a lot. But when you asked about your, then I just got one thing in my mind. So that's a customer called, the company called, sorry, Brand Scent in Australia. They are using a Zoho One product specifically, which is a bundle of everything, the king bundle of Zoho. They use Zoho for almost 7 years now. So they are our premium customers. And we created a lot of connections with them and they gave a lot of testimonials. And recently they introduced us to the local council, like with their council in Australia, in Melbourne. And like that, they create connections as well as they brought a lot of small business owners to Zoho. And apart from the commercials, they helped us to talk about how Zoho created a software now. It is like how we crafted a technology for them. So the way they helping us, the way they collaborating with us is immense. And then it is not only there. So we using the partners network because we cannot go everywhere, every state in every country or every city, right? So we have plenty of partners in Zoho. So using our partners connections. So we are building our relationship. We are building our customer success everywhere in the world, and they are also bringing a lot of values for us. And that way, even today morning we were talking to a partner. Says a customer want to visit a Zoho office. So that is something which is related to our connection processing level, right? So if they say, hey, I'm here, I want to visit your office, that's most important thing for the connections. So these are all comes under the sales process, connection process, and all those stuff. Yes.
That's fantastic, Benny. And now you've been talking about the customer relation. I would like to talk about a little more sensitive topic: the internal relations between the sales and marketing team. How essential do you think it is for the internal communication for the teams to collaborate with each other?
Yes, yes, that is most important. So why I'm laughing is there is always a fight between sales and marketing, right? So marketing team says I brought a lot of leads for you, and then sales team says the leads are not good. So that fight is it's a old school story fight. It's not happening nowadays. And not only in Zoho, in general, when I talk to the prospects, they feel uncomfortable on creating connections between the teams within the company. So here, how we maintain is we have a solution architect team that is our pre-sales team, and then we have a marketing team, and we have sales, and we have a product team. So when sales get a lead, we have to connect them with our solution architect team, and then they have to create a structure for the customer requirement. And once that is done, they have to pass this to us, and then it has to be created as a structure in the module, and then we have to ask a product team to create a template for that. And then if product team is creating a feature, then they have to contact our marketing team to just put this published in the market. So we use a lot of our products, like Zoho runs on Zoho. So we use SalesIQ, we use Beam CRM, we use Zoho CRM together, and then we use Desk to connect a lot of applications within Zoho to get connected in the system. So when we say we have not created a software, we crafted a technology that is from the heart, because every day we are seeing the good connections and the results are coming very well. That is because of this relationship. You cannot do this using your phone or WhatsApp or something like that. It should be created with the latest technology, and the information should be on end, and that is helping a lot for us. So yes.
So when you were mentioning about some of our applications, I would like to know, what do you think are the most essential applications right now for any business if they want to have better leads, or if they want better conversions, or to automate their entire business? What do you think are some of the most essential tools right now?
So yes, Zoho got 50 plus applications now. So why we created all of those applications is to bring customers to go online, to go digitalized. And still a lot of companies are using Excel and all those stuff. And each and every company has a process, user has a process, a startup has a process. So we have a product for everything. We have a product suites like HR for human resources management, and then customer success tools, and then marketing tools, all those stuff. But in Zoho, as a sales team, we use sales and marketing tools. Right? And some of the important tools like SalesIQ, and then Zoho CRM. Recently, there is a feature released in Zoho CRM called Zoho CRM for everyone. So those are the important things which the sales team can use. And then if you go for Zoho Voice, that creates more energy for us to use within the product because of the default integrations. Like this, use some of these important products to run the sales and marketing automations. So that helps us to enhance the sales process.
So when you were just telling about how these particular softwares can help local businesses automate their manual tasks. But nowadays, I see so many different SaaS companies coming up. I believe SaaS has become a very competitive space that is getting crowded every day. Now, what would be your suggestions for brands to differentiate themselves from others? How do you believe that Zoho differentiates itself from other SaaS companies?
Gotcha. So as Zoho, we are doing this business for almost 25 years now. So we always listen to the customers, because we spend 80% of our revenue in research and development, and 20% in marketing, and sometimes less than that. So we get a lot of our prospect customers from the word of mouth, and we always say that we are the direct competitors for Microsoft and Google. Why that? Because we own our data center, we own our networking system, we own our apps, we own our services, we own our securities. So this is not easy, and this is not a common thing, which is different from others. And the data privacy is the most important thing, where we got a browser called ULA, where we don't allow any third-party browsers or cookies and after that. So this is most important thing, where we stand out of others in the SaaS industry, and we got more than 100 million users now. Imagine if tomorrow we put a single ad, we can get us $1 per click, then we'll get 100 million tomorrow. But we don't do that. So data privacy, data security, and then doing all these tags in one hand is not that easy. So it has been created and crafted for almost 20 years now. So that creates more difference. And then it is an employee company, so both the customers and the employee retention is high. So that is also the most important things to build the relations, build the company from the culture. That is for Zoho, right? And how companies can stand themselves different from others in the SaaS industry is giving a great customer experience. Like for that, they have to use the right tool. In today's scenario, customer experience is not maintained by some of the companies, and then that creates problem for them, and they'll just washed out in the competition. So if you give a good customer experience, then you can win your customer database. So how that can be done is using the latest technology, like how your customer data is saved successful, how your customer NDA is properly maintained in your technology. So which technology you are using to maintain your customer database. So those are the things creates more value for the customer experience. That's how you can stand separate from others.
So many I saved the latest for the last, and now come the last question for the session. I wanted to talk about this latest trend that's been going on across the globe, AI. So now, how do you think this next gen AI is going to change how sales operates? How can we utilize this AI to make the most of it?
Exactly. So as you mentioned, like AI is like everywhere, right? If you go online, everywhere you can see AI, and but that is not new for Zoho because uh, we are working on Zoho Zia for more than a decade now. So Zoho Zia is the AI of Zoho, which integrates with Zoho's products. And as a salesperson, I don't want to go and create things manually for the dashboard and all the stuff. So I can ask Zia about the database related to particular region or particular product, or about the prospect or customers or the onboarding stuff, whatever it is. Like Zia can help me to get the data from there. So yeah, it's most important, and we are also on top of it, but with the contextual relations, because you might have 5 different AIs with 5 different products, then it will be confusing, right? So it should be on the customer centric, customer experience with all this contextual using an AI. So that is the concept of Zoho Zia. So we are using it for almost a decade, as I mentioned, and it's helping us a lot. And apart from this, if you go to a market, there is a lot of AI tools available for the open integrations. Some of our tools also have an integration with AIs, so you can use any of them as well. But it's up to the mark where how we are using it. So yeah, it differs. It's most important, and we are on it. And we are also creating a LLM, like that's created by Zoho. So that is going to be a massive for Zoho, and it is going to come near future. And that is a top notch thing which we are working for now.
So thank you so much for being so patient with us, Benny, and for enlightening us with all those answers. I for sure learned a lot today. Now I hope you're ready for our next segment, the bot blast.
Of course.
All right, so here we go. So what do you choose? Angry customers or cold calls?
As a salesperson, of course, cold calls,
Okay.
but angry customers will teach you a lot.
True. Yeah. And database decisions or intuition based decisions?
100% database.
Trust the data. So, what's the one tool that you can't survive without in sales? You have mentioned so many of them. Just give me one.
The CRM.
Okay, you'll choose yours. Okay, again, so then Zoho CRM or begin by Zoho CRM?
Oh man, it should not be the bot blast, because see, I can give you a small context on that, because the small businesses who are using the Excel like that, they can start with begin. That is a small CRM for small business like that. And once they grow their business and see some money and earn some growth, and then they can just go for Zoho CRM. So that is how it works.
Okay. And what is your preferred mode of communication with your prospects? Calls, mails, or chats?
Oh, yeah, calls, obviously, because it's in calls you can share more things and a lot of things. In chat and email, it will be more context to the question, but calls can give you more relevant things. So obviously, calls. I love calls.
So that brings us to the end of our bot blast round. Thank you for your time on this session. Thank you for joining us, Benny.
It's my pleasure. Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.